Shoo-wee, man. I'm talking crazy. God, the setup here, man. Boy. Definitely don't want to come in a video with being in a bad mood, but it's kind of hard not to when the only fault will be is this junk. I mean junk. I'm going to make sure I'm kill some time here so I can cry about it. But a junk razor, the Kaio, whatever, I don't even know, Pro.
Junk razor.
Okay, I'm making sure this is working because I tried to split the picture on the PC, but I'm telling you, man, do not buy. I tell you one thing, if I was a big YouTuber right now, I guarantee you Razer would be getting a hold of me and giving me like a crate full of new stuff. Because I tell you, this Razer webcam, and it's the better one, it's the 60 frames per second, actually model number RZ19-0364. Do not buy that. Do not buy the Razer Kaio or whatever, Mr. Miyagi KIYO Pro. Do not buy that do not buy that webcam. One, the connection always faults out, and I won't get into it too much because this is something, I wanted to have a nice video. But number one, matter of fact, I can show you right here. Look at the focus times. Watch. Blurry. It's just focusing. I'd like to do more stuff, in lives. I think I'm going to just get me, watch. Right there. Autofocus is just horrible. But anyway, we're not here for that. I took me over a half an hour to get this thing going. And we're going to do some dry brushing. Hey, Head, what are you doing? You doing all right today? Tootsie Roll is here. I should get if I actually get a new webcam that actually, this webcam looks good. The contrast is really big on this thing. It really looks good when it works. Like, that's really good. That's a really good picture right there for detail. You can tell the difference. But it just does not function well. And I'm afraid to move in my chair or even bump the camera because it will just go out. And it's not my PC. I've already checked it. It's the junk. This camera's notorious for that. But anyway, let's get into what we're doing here. I probably wouldn't have been done all this if I wouldn't have messed. I just thought, I was back here in my cold room back there. And what we're doing today, I got me a couple colors yesterday. I got some metallic paint from Deco Art. I prefer folk art over Deco Art, but Deco Art is probably the runner-up. And you know what? You don't have to have a $5 bottle of paint or a $30 bottle of paint to do something. Now, at the same time, when I say that, it's always best to get the better paint, no matter what. Got some Warhammer, but we're not going to get into this today because I got a lot of pieces to do here, man. I got a lot of pieces, and I got to take my time. I may not even finish them. But I'll be here for about an hour or so. I'm hoping. That's what I like to be. I'm doing a tutorial for this one. I didn't do the tutorial for my last project because it just was kind of like, no big deal. And I got another way of doing it when I do the video, where it's not going to be too long, but at the same time, I can break it down, and I got an idea how to do it. So we'll go that route. But I am going to do a tutorial for this one. I already did one back. I got it set up back there. But anyway, this is now, not later. Tootsie Roll says, back room is in painting dungeon. You ain't kidding. I tell you, the light of the window here is really nice because it's the natural light. I got a small light over here to my right because it's still not enough. But if I put my stadium lights up, it blurs stuff out like right here, as you can see that. Let me turn that down. But if I don't turn it up, see, watch. But if I don't turn it up, you can't see See, that's not just... I got to let you guys see what I'm doing. Not that I really know what I'm doing. But I decided, and I've been going, for my past projects, been doing... Okay, now let's get into the video. After my whining and complaining for the past, probably, what has it been, 10 minutes already? So, let me know if I'm breathing into the mic, because I also have a junk, I'm sounding negative today, I know. A junk stand, because my junk desk, I bought a stand just for a mic where it could be over top of me, be all professional. But my desk is from IKEA, and it started to collapse. Well, fold itself in, you know. Or actually just break the... That's not wood, it's laminate. So you know what I mean when you clamp something down a laminate. Anyway, I got my fancy professional, whatever this is called, because it's professional, I think. Okay, let's go. Let's jump right into it. The difference between... Oh, yeah, I wanted to go darker. This is what I meant to say. Let's start it this way. I wanted to go darker this time. I use the crutch method when it comes to dry brushing on all my projects. I use this metal gun. Gun metal. I love it. I absolutely love Warhammer. Actually, Tootsie Roll was the one that she got me into the Warhammer primer, which is wonderful. Never turning back. And why I'm on primer, and you got to forgive me, I'm all over the place because that's how I don't know. I have Vallejo black primer that I loved, but I bought it in a bigger quantity, a bigger tube, let's say, decent size 8-ounce tube or whatever it is, 6-ounce, whatever. I find that I'm getting clots than my airbrush. So I know it's a little more expensive, but just maybe because of my area, my airbrush, the temperature in the back room, I'm getting to the little bit. I got a quarter of that bottle left, and I'm noticing and finding it's congealing like blood would. I mean, it's clotting my airbrush. So I suggest what I'm going to do, and I suggest for you, if you do this, don't buy a big quantity of anything. Maybe I'm wrong by saying this. I'm just saying this is just my experience personally. Just speaking out loud. Maybe this helps somebody for the. I know my channel's not huge, but if somebody happens to see this, then, and I actually got this far in a video without me even doing anything yet, buy the smaller quantities of primer and, paints. This paint's great. This size paint's perfect, but I bought a giant Vallejo, and I noticed, I even tried to strain it, and I'm getting clots. It's just, I guess maybe from, I don't know. I know Vallejo's a good brand. I like Vallejo, but I'm going back. I'm going to switch to black war paint opposite of my white that my daughter bought me for Christmas about 2 years ago. She's in the comments right now, Tootsie Roll. And I never looked back. So I'm sticking with primer from war paints, not Warhammer. I'm saying Warhammer, aren't I? Because I have a Warhammer figure in front of me. Like I said, that's why this channel's not big, and it never will be, because I can't talk properly. And I spell shit wrong, like my last video. Thanks for watching. But I do that, Okay, here we go. This is what we're going to do. I got 2 done back there. You can see the difference, and we're going to keep going. It took me so long. Something's on that. It took me so long to set up. My paint's probably dry on my palette. I'm going to do some dry brushing, and I'm doing it right off of this cheap makeup brush that I got. And we're going to go right into it. And I do use, and I know most people say, man, you can't do that. Well, yeah, a lot of people still do, but I should have a dry brush palette, but I have no problems. I never had problems with the paper towel, and I don't know why it's purple there. I guess my light, yeah. Paper towel coming off on my piece, because I switch up paper towels rapidly, if you want, or periodically, quicker than probably most people. So what's going to take me long here is because I'm kind of impatient with anything. So I want to go the darker tone. Then we're going to follow up later, not today, with a lighter tone of gunmetal. So that's going to be cool. So this is simple, easy to do. I'm not here trying to teach anybody. I'm just doing a video for sake because I was bored out of my mind. Before I jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, I figured let me do this before I decide to actually do it, because then I might talk myself out of it. Tootsie Roll says, I completely agree. I buy smaller bottles of the Mod Podge stuff, because there you go, good call on that one, because it can it can gum you up fast unless you know what you're using. Like every day, it's not worth spending the extra and wasting it. You're 100,000 10%, because when I probably wasted maybe not a good portion, not even a quarter of the bottle, but it blew up on me last week, and it was congealing like crazy, if that's the word I'm looking for. It had, and as soon as that gets into the tip of your gun, my gun isn't most expensive, but it's not definitely the cheapest. And I know after dry brushing, I'm no professional by no means, I know that I know when it doesn't work right. You can feel it. You obviously, and I'm not nothing special. I'm just saying, after you do it for a while, you know your gun. You know your gun, and your gun knows you. And you're right about that. Yeah. Tootsie Roll also says, I know some people do well with painting rag. Oh, they used it like a paper towel, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I seen some stuff on tutorials that a lot of people still, they use the paper towel method, and I never had a problem with it. Like I said, I completely switch it out really, quite frequently during, like I'll probably switch it after I do this one. Not because I'm worried about the paper towel falling apart on the piece or my brush. It's just because I'm filling up I'm filling it up and have nowhere to go. And I know after a while it dries up, and I'm afraid to leave actual little pieces of paint in there. And I don't want that on my piece here that I'm using. And I will tell you one thing, while we're here complaining, I will tell you one thing. I stole my wife's hair dryer. She doesn't use it that much, but when she does use it, she has to come back and get it from out of my dungeon back there. But it was really old. I mean, I figured nobody's using it, I'm just going to steal it. So I took it, and it's been up there for years. And like I said, she barely uses it. I don't think she uses it hardly at all. But it had so much dust in the back of it. When I was doing my last piece, I noticed when I was spraying to dry things off, I'm getting little pieces of hair, not hair, but little pieces of fuzz all over my stuff, man. So I look on the back of it, just cluttered with dust. I'm sure it's probably me using it back there for the past year and a half. I'm gonna have to get me a new. I don't know if I should get it. I cleaned it out. I took a small soft brush, not like this kind of brush, like a soft wired brush, and I cleaned the back of it. And I dried this whole piece with all these pieces. I dried it, and I looked underneath my microscope eyeballs, my Mr. Doolittles, and I see no evidence of any kind of fuzz. So hopefully I fixed that. So if you do any kind of airbrushing or any kind of paint, make sure your dryer, because my heat gun blew up, make sure your dryer doesn't have any dust in the back of it where the fan is, because that's where I made a critical mistake on the last one. But that's okay, man. You just keep going. Keep learning, man. You never stop learning, ever. Not when it comes to paint. I'm not trying to sound like Mr. Whatever, but anyway. Tootsie Roll also says, even if the smallest amount of waste is annoying, yes, I 100% agree. 10,000%. I agree. It is. It really makes you mad. Because I tell you one thing, Vallejo's primer in these bottles, in anything that's a name brand, is not cheap. Yeah, you're right about that. Wasted. You expect it to be there. It's not so that it throws everything off in the painting process, and you already can be frustrating most of the time. No, you 100%. Like this webcam, before I got on here, I probably shouldn't even got on here and complained about it for the first 10 minutes, because this webcam, I felt like seriously taking it out and just biting it in half and breaking my teeth all to pieces. That's how angry I was getting. So here we go. I'm going to stop there. It's doesn't do a whole lot of justice with this junk camera. Maybe I could go a little more, but I want to keep. I am gonna top coat this. This is not my base coat. I'm gonna hit this a little bit more. Real simple stuff. All you do is lightly hit it. The paint goes a long way, especially on metallic. At least, And like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I just love the paint. I can't stop. I just love the paint. Tootsie Roll paints. She paints on canvas and wood. I can't do that. I'm not that talented. And when it does come to actually me running into a bind, and I'm not trying to do whatever, I call her up and I either text her and say, look, something's wrong. I can't figure it out. She is a color wheel, a human walking color wheel. And whenever I have doubt and I hit a roadblock, that's who I call. And it seems like every time it seems to work out, whatever she recommends. So, I think I'm going to stop there. I think that looks good. I don't want to overdo it. You can see it. It looking good. On camera, it doesn't do justice. Let me give you a big example right here. Big example. This is, like I said, this is not my primary coat. I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to do a lighter, hit spots, not exactly, but I will matte this out. I probably don't have to, but I am going to clear coat this after I'm done all these pieces, and then I'll come in and lightly hit with this bright, because it's a drastic difference. See? It's a somewhat drastic difference. So I'm going to go really light on that when it comes time to do that. Just today we're going to hit with the darker metallic, the darker shades or whatever. You know what I'm saying. So let's go to the big piece. So yeah, man, I tell you, this, like I said, after this coat, then I'll put the base down. I have a really cool looking color base I picked out yesterday as well. Same thing from this company. And if you this stuff seems to go through the airbrush really well. Not as easily as folk art. I do love me some folk art. That's my favorite brand when it comes to an inexpensive paint. Just because, I don't know, it just goes 60-40 with distilled water. Perfect. Yesterday, I tried to go back. When I first started airbrushing, I tried to go back and I added accidentally some alcohol to the mix I had. It sprays too dry, in my opinion. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do a lot of great tutorials, and everybody has their own preference. But for me, distilled water is the best solution for me for what I'm using. I guess the temperature in my back room and my particular air gun. Every air gun's different, you know. That's common sense. And I'm not trying to preach because I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I'm just telling you what I run, you know, my preferences when it comes to mixing airbrush paint. Because I tell you right now, when I first started, airbrush paint, you have to be Doc Brown to figure it out, because it's a matte, or Bill Bixby. You have to figure, you have to, you know, or, you know, like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Well, this is brush on, brush off. This is what this is called. Okay, here we go. What's Tootsie Roll saying? Let's see. That's very nice. I like how it helps it catch the, yeah, I got the contrast up a little bit on my junk Razor Camera Pro. That's 60, the better one. Don't buy it. If you happen to see this video, do not buy I may have to buy, the autofocus number 1 is junk. And I know what you're going to say if you happen to see this video and me crying about it. Well, it's a webcam for gaming, or, you know, it stays on top it's a distance webcam. You're right. But if I known that, I wouldn't have bought it. I like to have an all-around webcam, but you're right. I had to hit the contrast up a little bit, but not much. It's still nice. I mean, it still gives you an idea what it looks like. I mean, does it look exactly like that in real life? No, it's a little more, it's not as shiny. It's a little more duller, but it's still, you see the coloring of it. Of the difference between right here, the difference between what we're doing here. So it's a big difference, even though my camera's still not focusing. See it, but you guys get it. That's why I don't like doing, you know, I don't have a high-end operation going here, but I like this stuff to be clean and nice and focused when I do a video. That's all I'm asking. Tootsie Roll says, I'll be the human color wheel. I love it. I also went fumbling through it. No, you're pretty good, Head. You got it down. You got a steady hand. You have a stand. You should be a marksman. You should actually use the actual sniper in finals, because I think you would wipe the town with it. I never seen somebody with the steady hand of a, I don't even know. That's nutty. That's nutty. Your color wheel brain is a lot better than mine. You know, but it's good. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I couldn't. My color wheel's jacked. I just see, you know, red, blue, and green. That's all I see. Like an old TV set with tube TV set. That's what I'm, an old tube TV set. Oh my God, I tried figuring out an airbrush and went nuts. I'd like to know how you get... Well, no, I tried. I tell you, I don't know if I did that Ghostbusters painting. Now, the one we did together, I don't mind that. I don't mind doing some stuff like that. I don't mind that. But to sit down and actually relax and go into that world, and so you don't have somebody like fucking Katie, come in and go, hello, when you're in deep thought and you're in another... I never understood in my whole life growing up that I knew what it meant when somebody says when you go into another world or you just detach yourself from everything and you're looking at something, but you know what you're doing and you're thinking ahead of time of colors and you're thinking of the piece and you're looking at it and you're seeing the shades and you're seeing that and time around you stops and people stop and nothing's there and you hear somebody come around the corner and go, wow, boy, it's cold out. I mean, that just fucks me all up, But the airbrush thing I love. I love it, but at the same time, it took me a while, which it will anybody. It's just not me. It's not like I grabbed it and it was nice. It just takes a while to get your mixtures down, man. You see, I now watch a lot of I watch so much tutorials on YouTube, and I still do today. Even people with bigger channels. Not some. Well, there's only one guy I watch of the bigger channel, but mostly people that are just been doing it or, coming across some people and some things and, do some great work, man. It really is a matter of just figuring out what this paint is going to be 100% different than this paint. Obviously, that's thicker. This is thinner. It's made for, airbrushing and thinner stuff in miniatures, which is, that's what it's made for. But if you can get, and I tell you, I used to try to measure it all the time. It doesn't work. When you get to the point, and this is not me being fantastic or kind of like, I came across something new. If you can get to the point where you can stir it and put it against the wall, whatever I stir in glass. I don't use plastic. I tried plastic. It's just glass is best. If you want to start airbrushing and you want to mix paint, go to Goodwill and buy 5 shot glasses for $1 a piece. You break a couple on the way, but just be careful when you clean them out in the sink. Make sure you got a towel next to you and don't lay them next to the sink because you'll knock them over like I do and they bust on the ground. I only broke 2 out of probably 5 or 6. But glass is the best, obviously. It doesn't leave a stain after I used a cup for my first 7 months to a year, a plastic cup, and it looks bad. But back to this, if you go back in and you start... If you figure out where you're airbrushing, what kind of airbrush you have, and what paint you use, it's all different, man. This, like I said, I can use one of the better paints, man, and I could airbrush out here, and I think it'd be a little bit different than where I'm used to airbrushing back there. I know it's stupid, but I seen people and them talking about it. I didn't believe them at first, but I kind of believe them. It's definitely like going outside painting a truck. You do it when it's really humid. It's bad, or if you do it really cold, it's bad, whatever. But, it's common sense stuff. But after you figure it all out after you figure it out and your machine, the airbrush, and if something's wrong, and if you can hear that something's wrong or you can tell just by the spray, it doesn't sound as smooth as it's supposed to, for yourself. And I'm not saying this to be like everybody, every airbrush is going to be different. I don't care if you buy the same one I have. It's going to be different. And I can't believe, and maybe I'm wrong, that this company, maybe this one, I still don't know. But every company, is the ingredient isn't going to be 100% the same, at least in my opinion. Maybe say, you go to the factory, they're going to say, everyone, I don't believe it. Because who knows how cold it was when they, that's just, I'm only saying this stuff because I don't know 100%. I'm just going off of how I learned. But anyway, let's get back to more important things. Let's get on to the Mr. Miyagi, brush on, brush off. Taking my time, really taking my time, because I don't want to see it all one color. I don't want this to be all one color. So, Tootsie Roll says the metallics make it look more detailed and almost aged. Really cool way it gives some kind of glow. Yeah, I tell you, man, when I first started airbrushing, I told myself I hate metallic colors. I hate them. Not because I just didn't think they look good. I just, for some reason, didn't think they looked good, and that was my small mind and being ignorant to the fact that what metallics can do for your piece, you know? So I was just being ignorant. I was just being, I don't like that. It's got to be bright blue, red blue, bright green. No, it's got to look like Superman. No, it's got to look like Batman, the 1970s Batman. No, you don't need shading. It just has to be one color. It looks better that way. And that's always my favorite. So you can see the difference once it focuses. It's getting there. Got a little bit more to go. Maybe on the skull a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more. I'm gonna hit a little bit more up here on around the head, but yeah, I was ignorant when it came to metallics and opening up, you know, the door to other things and other colors, you know, and pastels, and I do like pastels though, pastel colors. I love pastel colors. After I did my Batman, my 100th Batman, Spawn Batman, I was like, man, metallics feel good on the brush. I know this sounds stupid. I'm not trying to sound like Bob Ross here where I know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I don't. If I did, I'd be making money at this. But they feel good. I know it's stupid. They go on really good. And I didn't know this. Maybe everybody knows this, but you see that? I'm kind of new to the metallics, and I wanted to open that door. I got to progress, and I tell you, every project I've been doing, it sounds dumb. I'm glad I guess I'm this way. I'm kind of not, where I'm not happy with it. I don't like it. It's just like, it wasn't good enough, and I'm not trying to say that to bullshit you. I really am. Like, man, this thing looks like shit. But I like Tootsie Roll said, I stared at too long, and I think I'm bad about that. I'll sit here and stare at this until I look at everything that doesn't look right. And I know, I stare at it. Okay, here we go. Where is it now? Tootsie Roll says, oh my God, I'm tired of figuring out there. Oh yeah, I got that one. Tootsie also says, I'll shave my head and get the black barcode back. What? I'll shave my head and I'll get the barcode tattoo back there, and I'm a hitman. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. You should. You know what? Yeah. And also, whatever happened to that fucker that shot that guy, that health guy? What happened to Luigi? Do some shit like that. Get what he said on the bullets on your side of your skull when you shaved your head. Hey, what happened to Luigi, man? I feel bad for that fucker, man. He blew up overnight, and all of a sudden, I guess the media said, hey, man, you better stop, because all these people are going to go and fucking start shooting people. You media people better stop covering this guy. I know that's what happened. And do I blame them? No. But at the same time, people get pissed, man. People get pissed. That's about where I need it to be. I'll show you. As soon as my junk Razor Pro, see the difference? No big deal. Like I said, I'm not, you know, I'm not creating something here that nobody can do or didn't do or hasn't done yet. I'm just trying to do a little small video, man, and talk a little bit and get some frustrations out, man, and you know, blowing it up, having it, you know, doing something different, man. That's all. Just about it. My camera's junk. If you don't watch the video because of that, I don't blame you. Razor needs to send me back my $125 or $130 or $150, whatever this piece of junk was that I overpaid for. When I got it, I thought it was really good because my son had one, and he came down, and I said, because I had a $30 camera, and I was like blown away by this one, but I didn't try any of the autofocus. I just set it up, and it looked wonderful. It looked like, you know, the next best thing in the world, but I'm not going to get too much into all that. But we're going to keep waxing on, waxing off, brushing on, brushing off here. We're going to keep it going. And I'm kind of impatient. I kind of want things to be done because I want to see what they look like. And I know I'm trying to get better at that, but that's me. That's just me. That's my problem. So here we go. I think I'm going to stop at this one because in real life, I'm keeping the shadings. And I may have to put a little, if I could speak correctly, way down the road here. We got a lot more we got a lot more steps to go before I even think about this, but I'm already thinking about it that I'm afraid to use this, but I'm going to have to. I mean, I want to, but I will clear coat this just in case if I don't like this, I can wipe it off easily with some water. But we're still going, baby. We're still going. This is a cool looking Space Marine. It's the Chaos one. Normally I don't like, I know it sounds stupid. I normally don't like doing things and it sounds stupid. I know it does. I like to do things and like don't show nobody nothing I'm doing so I can see before and after. That's just me. It has nothing to do with like, I don't expect people to go, oh, wow. No, I know it's just me. I like to see, this is kind of like showing you what I'm doing, which is cool, but I'm really weird that way when it comes to before and after. I like the before and after. Like if I watch somebody painting a car, I like the process. I love watching them doing it to learn and see different things that different people do. But I love the before and after pictures at the end. That's the best. And I'm sure that's with everybody, but I really love that about customizing, that people do customizing and, you know, but also watch, you know, I learned everything from YouTube when it comes to, you know, starting it out because I didn't know where to start, what to mix with, what not to mix with, what this, but you're going to learn on your own. YouTube ain't going to, you know, you have to, after somebody gives you somewhat of a blueprint, you have to build the house. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. She says, Tootsie Roll says, metallic can look very tacky or sloppy really quick. I can't figure it out for the longest time. It really is just how you use them. Yes, moderation is the key. Yes, it is. Yes, you got to be very, especially when it comes to dry brushing in this way. This is just all my opinions. I'm not saying I know what I'm doing, but just from what I've been doing, and now that I did a few pieces with metallic. Very subtle, very subtle. You can't turn the hose on blast. You gotta very, very subtle. And I'm not going to go as deep as, every, the miniatures. For the life of me, I told myself when I started doing these 7-inch things or bigger, or I love the miniatures, but I can't do them. I just can't. I bought some and they're just not for me. I just can't. I'm not putting on NASA, zoom glasses. I'd have to look through a fucking telescope. So I'm not doing that. And I just don't like, when I got them in hand, they just didn't seem like I thought on YouTube, because they look big on YouTube, but I knew they were small. When you get them, I can't put detail. I just can't do it. It's not for me. I tried it and I just don't like it. It's just not me. I like the bigger stuff. I like 7 inches or 6 inches or 5 inches high. 5, 6, 7, 12. Not so many 12 inches that I've done yet, or 12-inch scale stuff, but I'll be getting it. I'll hopefully be getting to that sooner than later. But I bought so much stuff to paint, through the year or so now, and end of last year, and especially the beginning of last year, so much stuff that I can't even, and I'm not complaining or trying to look at, I got so much stuff that I can paint right now. I don't need to buy anything else. I got so much stuff because I went nutty. I was stupid. I went nutty buying stuff because I went crazy with the McFarlane stuff while it was on sale and just bought a whole bunch just for pieces, man. Not even to keep. I got 2 big boxes of pieces out there that are just full figures, not even pieces yet. They're still in the box, but I got them still on sale, nothing. And when I bought them, I knew what I was going to do with it. I'm going to use this head for that one. I'm going to use these legs for that one. So I need this one, and this one. And that's still better. But now I already want to jump to the 3D thing where I want to get into, I'm like everybody does, but I'll probably get the 3D printer before I go through all the stuff I already bought to paint. But anyway, Tootsie Roll says, or decide to make a piece that's sloppy and tacky. To me is just have fun. Yeah, there you go. That's true. Just make it. Yeah, just the quick ones. Because sometimes, and we've talked before in the past, that if you do something and something lasts a long time, when you're working on something and it just lasts a while, or 3 steps forward, 6 steps back, and then now you got 4 steps forward and 8 steps back, so to speak, when you have to go back and fix shit like I do sometimes. And sometimes it depends on the piece. It just depends what happens, obviously. And that comes along with painting and learning. But it's nice just to throw something down sometimes, just bam, bam, bam. That's very rewarding. Rewarding is I'm trying to say. Very rewarding. I think so. Very rewarding. Okay, Tootsie Roll also says, really particularly love how the skull looks with it. No, it does. Yeah, I think it's gonna. If I get in frame here, I didn't realize I was out of frame. Yeah, I think this is gonna be interesting this time. Instead of normally, my process would be. I know I don't want to bore everybody, but this is just me talking and sitting down and thinking out loud, man. Normally, I would go paint this black like I did. Like right here, paint this black like I did, and then I would come in directly behind with this. And there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just trying to see what happens this way. Do that, then I'll come in with a color and either dry brush that on, tape this off, because I love the airbrush more than any. It's common sense, but for me, if I airbrush it, I know it's smooth. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a factory finish when it comes to a primary color with a brush, but that's just not me. I feel the need that I have to airbrush it because it's a mental block. It's not something that's better or worse. It's a mental block. So like I said, I would go in black, some black, Vallejo. Then I would come in, dry brush the light colored gunmetal metallic here. Then I would come in with a solid color, tape this off, or either dry brush, depending on what I want the armor to be. And then, have to worry about not hitting this, not hitting that. So, I mean, with this being so black and going in with the metallics here, and either way, if this is going to be blue, which I don't think so, I don't know, this star here or whatever, let's just use blue or gold, whatever. I would be worried about hitting that, because I'd be worried about the metallic getting on it. So I watched a few people, some tutorials, even when people's airbrush, man, they'll be going here, they'll be hitting everything. They'll be hitting, and I get it, but I'd be so worried that it won't look like that and have to go back in with white primer and hit it again. But sometimes you got to, sometimes you can't avoid that. This time I'm going to go in, glaze this whole thing with the darker metal, then highlight it where the light source would be with the gunmetal, the lighter gunmetal. Then I may not even worry about taping nothing up and go in very strategically and hit spots I want to hit. I don't know yet, but I was either A, B, C, and done. This time I'm going to try to do some, Mr. Miyagi stuff. Brush on, brush off. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Let me see what she says here. Tootsie Roll also says, a before and after is a really satisfying for sure. Plus, I notice how more little details about the new one by comparing it to the old one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love the secret of the before and after, and not so much the middle, because I don't want to see what happened. That's just me personally. But if everybody was like that, I wouldn't learn any tips at all. You know what I mean? It would be a much longer road to try to figure it out myself than watch all the people on YouTube that do a great job. Tootsie Roll says, if you don't even have all those pieces, though, you'd miss out on some of those ideas and figures you could make. I think all good things, having things around, pay off. At the end, enough supply. Yeah, you're right. Or scarce. The supplies are scarce. Exactly. So I have a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, and also, I was obsessed there for a while of just buying stuff, man. I mean, and my problem was, and I'm sure everybody that paints, especially like yourself, that you go, I want to paint that. No, I want to paint that. I want to paint that. I want to paint that. And then I move one piece to the other where, okay, well, I was going to paint that, but now I'm painting that. I bought a Lobo and I bought the Bone Bat Bike. I don't know how long ago, man. Beginning of 2024, maybe the end of 23. I got it on sale at Amazon. The Batman's, the heavy metal Batman, the Bone motorcycle. It looks like a rat, or looks like a mouse or a rat out of bones. And I bought the Lobo, the DC character Lobo. I wanted to make that his bike, and it's still sitting back there in the boxes, not doing nothing. But I do have too many McFarlane toys in bins and boxes, and I hate to be an in-box collector. It's great because sometimes I just can't take it out of the damn box. I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what that is. Number one, right now I don't have the real estate to actually do that with every figure I have. I don't have nearly as much as a lot of people do, but I do have a lot. So I don't have the real estate for that right now to actually put in my room down here. But anyway, whatever. But we're here. We're doing some Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off, brush on, brush off. We're getting there. Let's get into the Tin Man boots. We're getting there. We only have I might keep this one black. I don't know. I might keep this black because that's the bottom of his neck and the head goes on. The head's really cool on here. Let's skip to this for a second. May have to put some fresh paint down and get a new towel, but the head's really cool. Now this is going to be interesting. Very interesting what to do because that's a lot of detail there. I must say McFarlane figures always had the best detail in my opinion. But the head is going to be, I guess, I thought this was a skull, which it is, but I thought it was a skull face, like he had a literally, like, I thought he was Skeletor, but he's not. I don't like the mouth so much. I don't like the mouth. I don't like inside his mouth. I don't know what to do with that one. Maybe just, this is going to be interesting. This is further down the road. I did leave it lighter up top with the primer. I left it light up top there. I don't know. This camera's junk. He also has that crazy thing going on in his forehead, but he has a mechanical face here, which I'm going to paint as a skull. But the head, I think, is human. I didn't know that in the box because he was just gray. Here's what he looked like. This is what he was. His whole body was the art version where it was just a cash grab for the same mold that they paint black and I think it was black and gold. I think I could be wrong, but the whole figure was just gray. It was the artist version. I kind of dug it that way because I bought it on that reason. This is not. I wouldn't paint over this and use a Scotch pad, but artist version means that it's just gray. But this is not really primer. It's just plastic. So this is going to be interesting and a huge challenge, which is great. So you can see it's a nice mask he's got on here. It comes up into his head. But his head is real. I'm going to do some Mad Max shit here. That crazy guy from Mad Max. Lord Hum, whatever the guy out with the ski mask on. All jacked up on roids. I'm going to steal some of that head. I'm going to steal some of that way his head looks. Anyway, and some cuts and shit in his head. See the cuts? But let's get to the Tin Man feet. Tootsie Roll says, let me make sure my thing's working right. Tootsie Roll says, all the layers will give a lot more of depth and a rich feeling. It would be worth the time in my... Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm kind of hoping for that. That I told myself... I'm going to fold this over. I told myself to go slow. Sometimes... I'm going to get some new paint. Fresh paint. I told myself, man, you have to go slow. You have to go slow, man. And I'm not one to talk to myself. And I love the word for some reason. I'm sometimes I feel like I'm in a rush and I'm not. This does calm you down, man. I'll tell you one thing. you find something you like to do, it definitely puts you in a better spot than where you used to be if you had problems, with thinking too much and getting mad at people for no reason. That's always been my problem. That's why I did all the crazy shit with the stupid clown it just sometimes you gotta, and that's with anybody. You gotta have a release, man. And this seems to work well. I haven't had any issues, so to speak, when it comes to being angry as much when you find something like this. Let's get off that topic because that's kind of weird. I sound like I'm a fucking info commercial trying to sell you some pills so you don't fucking kill yourself. But anyway, yeah, the boots, the little Tin Man boots are they're really not got nothing going on. I mean, they're cool, but see, they're just they go in here and it's just, they're all right. It works, but they're not really much to them. The mouth is very Bane or Vader. Yeah, it is the Vader. I don't, I was a little, I loved it. When I bought it, it was like $12. They still have them. I think it's like $17 on Amazon, but I got mine for $12 last year the year before last, I believe. Yeah, the year before this. I've had this thing for a while, man. You can find these 7-inch McFarlane figures, the Warhammer stuff. If you keep looking, all of a sudden in the middle of the month, middle of the year, or every so often, there'll be $12 and $10 everywhere. Just buy, that's when I went nuts buying stuff. I'm thinking, I better get it now because I'm going to paint that later. And I've had this for about a year. I haven't messed with it. Like the Shazam one I just did. I had that when that came out at Target 2 years ago, I think it was. Because I knew what I was going to do with it, but I just didn't do it until I thought, you know how it is, Head, when you get into it, you get something done, especially if it's kind of like little more tedious when it comes to something like this. You want to do something fast and quick and easy to level you back out so you can go back into something like this. At least that's how I'm sure everybody is. But I just sat on it forever, man. And I was just sitting there one day thinking, I have nothing to paint. I got plenty to paint. I have too much to paint to be complete. Am I in a fucking frame? I have too much to paint. So I'm just sitting there. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm doing the Meat Zam. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing. That was another twist. Don't ever use markers, not the cheapest markers, but not the most expensive, or any markers, over top of a clear coat. It's like trying to write on glass, for real. I learned that out. Paint's always the way to go, but I tell you, man, that was scary. That was something else. But anyway, that's on the channel if you want to see it. Tootsie Roll says, "Oh my, it's my favorite thing. You can get lost in." Yeah, you do get lost, and it calms you. I feel the same way. It does calm you down, man. I tell you, this is the way. This calmed you. This is what calmed me down. I used to be on 11, man. Used to be nutty 11, man. I just my brain cannot slow down. Holy shit. Look at it. Rhett Farce, my good buddy for 12, 13 years now on the fucking internet. Retro or die. That's right. Farce, how have you been, man? Much love to you, brother. I tell you right now, this is funny. Let me tell you, I got a couple people that that I when you love somebody, you let them go, and I got a couple people and I need to do that to, and Farce is definitely not one of them. He's my long-term best friend. Internet best friend, or a friend that lasted longer than I don't know. I don't know, but he's my friend. I consider him a friend. Have I ever met him? No. Are we ever going to meet? Yes, I'm assuming. I think we will. I'm not just saying that. But the fucker's been around for 11 years now. 11, 12, I don't even know. It might be more. Fuck, what do I know? It's been around for a while, man. I tell you, I got his personal phone number. I don't fuck with him too much. Not because I'm lazy or I don't think about him. I don't do that. If I don't hear from him for a long time, I will hit him a text. He knows that. If I don't hear from him for too long of a time, I will hit him up. Every time I used to have problems with my phone number because I change it every 5 minutes back in the day because I either smash my phone out of anger or not, whatever, but I've always sent him my phone, and he's always replied and been there. But I tell you, that's like, oh yeah, I just took a couple people that, and I'm not trying to say, ooh, me, look at me. A couple people are gonna have to come off the friends list because I can't. My mind can't control it. If we're supposed to be friends, but we're not talking to each other at all, it's fucked up. Which is fine with me. I'm okay with that because, I mean, not to be Mr. Whatever, but it's easy for me to let people go. And that's not cool. That's not cool or trying to be badass. That's weakness. That's fucking weakness. But these two fuckers that I'm talking about, they got to go. That's going to be, yeah. Anyway, Forrest, how have you been, man? You're doing good just at work. Stream is way better than anything else this stream is way better than anything else I got going on. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Hey, man, I watched that, even though I'm not a stalker, of course, by no means, but I know you're doing some shit there for a while, man. I seen your fucking turtle fly off your couch. I seen that, and I watched some of your podcasts with that one dude that does fucking horror fucking movies like you do, the VHS shit. I can't remember his name. He sprays on the walls and shit, graffiti, which is badass. I love it. But anyway, I'm not saying that, but yeah, brother, I follow you, man. I'll follow you where you go. You may not know it, but I do. I'll follow you, man. I've been following you, bro. Tootsie Roll says, I like to know how you can do all that with your fingers, and they are just more in depth. I know they are more in depth. Yeah. No, what do you mean? The figures. I can't read because I'm fucking retarded. Okay, yeah, figures. Yeah, I tell you, it also I can't blame. You don't have much talent. You don't have to have much talent to do any of this. But the sculpt is what shows. The sculpt is what's there for you, man. You have to utilize what's on the sculpt, man. But at the same time, you can paint it. You can paint a piece of paper, make it look neat. I mean, I'm just saying. But if that's what you mean, because I can't read. But yeah, I don't know, man. I tell you, man, painting is just I can't. It's just I tried it years ago when I was living in Florida back in 1993. I decided to move down there on a whim out of nowhere. I did it twice. I'll just get up and move out of state. Haven't did that in quite some time because, you got to grow up sometime. But, here we go. It's looking good. But, yeah, man. I forgot I was saying train of thought. Here we go. It's looking good. That's about where I want to be from the first piece, where I'm not getting too heavy. Like I said, it's a little more brighter on camera because I got a big-ass light behind me, and I got my window up in front of me here. I don't usually paint out here. I could definitely not airbrush out here. There's too much shit out here. Too much shit I could break. Let's see what you're saying here. Tootsie Roll says, I like to know how you can do that with... I got that. Yup. We will meet. That's right. We will. I guarantee you that. It will happen. We may be fucking 1,000 years old, whether that time may be or not, but we will fucking do it. I tell you right now, I'm not trying to be a fucking fag here and trying to blow Forrest or nothing, but I don't keep in contact with nobody. I do my kids, my family, but I'm not trying to say that. That's just ignorant. You shouldn't be that way in life. Friends are cool, man, I guess, but I mean, no, man. Forrest's been around for 12 fucking years. Retro Die says, I would love to see you do a meat version of Spawn, Kratos, and yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I just didn't want people to think that I was trying to be Mr. Fucking, I'm going to be narcissistic about doing a fucking painting of myself, man. I felt kind of weird about it in a way because I'm not like that at all. I don't even, as you all know, I don't even like my fucking, I'm not a camera guy. I don't like being on camera. I'm a fucking sissy, which I should start just fucking doing. I don't know. Still, it doesn't matter. What's it matter anyway? And I tell you one thing while we're talking about videos and shit, while I'm staring at this fucking thing, YouTube stopped running the fucking ads on my shit, man. I know they're doing it because I mean, it's their platform I'm using. I didn't sign up for you to fucking put ads in front of my shit, man. I still don't. I don't even have enough hours to do that. Come to find out with the Candyman. I said, Candyman, come down here and show me this shit. What's going on? Well, you don't have enough hours. That's why I'm not looking for that. Turn this shit off. Well, you can't. I didn't know. Get rid of this one. This one. Well, I'm getting rid of this one. Getting a new one. I don't like that, man. They fucking strike me down for fucking putting tranny in my goddamn fucking headline back in the day. But now you're going to put ads in front of my shit? No, man. No, man. Keep me down. Keep me out of the algorithm. Do I like views? Who doesn't love views? Yeah, you're right. Why do we do it for the views? Yeah, a little bit. Mostly because it's for the therapy. The therapy, man. You know, I do miss me doing some shit. But Forrest would know. Tootsie Roll, she would know that if you work on a fucking video for 9 hours fucking straight, and then the next day 4 hours, and I know I'm just said I don't care about the views, but kind of like, man, it's kind of fucked up to get 40 views on a fucking 2 days worth of work of editing. I mean, I get it. I mean, I know it's still, but, and I lost the passion for it, man. I lost the passion of doing it. I may do it. I may get fucked up tonight. I was thinking about doing something on the, what's that channel? What's my gaming channel? Pig Rat Gaming, or Pig Rat and whatever the fuck it's called. I was thinking about either tonight or tomorrow getting really fucked up and having some story time as the clown meet because, first of all, number one, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll go off the deep end. We're trying to do some dry brushing, but that'd be for another channel and another video, maybe tonight or tomorrow night. But anyway, oh boy, let's see here. Retro says, I keep calling him Retro. I know his name's Forrest. Forrest says, no, yours was way better. Screw the rock. I tell you, man, I love motherfuckers that gotta. That's one thing Tootsie Roll has. My daughter has. You ought to play some finals with her, man. I love when she gets mad as fuck at the opposing team. But yeah, the rock. I would have made it myself. If anybody knows that video's on the channel, which I'm sure, you know, I only did fucking 40 views, which is fine, I guess. But it had to be meat. It couldn't be me. I was gonna do me, but The Rock, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not into wrestling too much, and I get tired of seeing his goddamn face. But it's too much of a known personality. I couldn't put a goatee on him and just do hair and color his skin. I couldn't do it. I had to make something. But when I saw that piece, I knew for sure what I was going to do with it. Soon as I saw it popped up on Target's thing, I said, that's going to be the fucking clown meat. That's because I thought it was funny, not cool. I just thought it was funny. He looks more, when I got done, I figured, man, that looks kind of like he's mad or mean. He's not mean at all. Clown meat's not fucking, but I figure, fuck it, man. You know, it's just fun. It was supposed to be fast. It was a little bit of a nightmare. I'm not going to lie to you because I had some trouble with it. Back and forth on kind of shit. But Twister Roll says, no self-portraits are a whole section of art. Well, no self-portraits are a whole section of art. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It's pretty, yeah, it's fun. Yeah. No, I get it. No, I felt weird doing it because I didn't want people thinking that, you know, it's weird. It's weird for me. It was weird for me because I like to be in the behind the scenes kind of guy, not out in front, you know. I'll let you guys, or I'll let that person be out front. I'll stay behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I'm not. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, look at me, I look like fucking Shazam. No, not like that at all. That wasn't my intentions for that to be like that. If anybody got that, I'm not saying they did. I'm not trying to say, but that's what runs through my mind. That, you know. But there you go. Look, you see a little bit, man. I tell you, man, I'm liking it better without. I'm hoping I'm going to test it on a spoon, but I'm going to have to hit this very light. I don't know. I may just do where my primary color is going to go on his chest plate. I don't know. I really like the way this looks. I should just do this to the whole project and just put it together and say fuck it. But I won't because there's a lot of detail, man. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of nice detail that's overlooked. That's why I'm kind of pissed off about McFarlane putting the stuff out he is now, because of that death metal Batman that's purple, green, turquoise, and that's about it. It's a cash grab. So much detail there, and why does he care? I get it, and I know McFarlane's not making all the decisions. I know he probably has to sign off on it or whatever, but he's starting to piss me off. He's got a year left on the contract. Where's the rest of the 66 Batman crew? If that's even going to come out now, which is fine because I got two. I was a fag and bought two of them. I had to keep one in box. The Adam West Batman. At least I got that, so that's cool. I don't see him putting that out within the year. He's going to run the mill, and I can't blame him. As a collector, it pisses me off, but as a businessman, I understand why. If I was him, I'd be burning up all these molds I did for the past couple years and changing the color and saying it's just this version. That's just money rolling in. And not saying I wouldn't, but chances are I won't. I don't go for the cash grabs unless for some reason it really... Like, he's been putting out some shit over and over again. It kind of pisses you off, but people still buy it. That's what he's in business for, to make money, not to make people happy. So let's see here. Let me see here. Where we at? It's pretty funny. Forrest says, "Yup, have they done that to mine also when my videos get claimed by random people?" I understand. I haven't had any troubles lately. I did on my other channel. That's when I put tranny in the goddamn title. It got claimed. It's like, man, tranny's a bad word. I'm getting to that. I'm getting more in that discussion later on the other channel. And that channel can get, that channel, it's disposable, so I'm going to be completely honest. Puppy luck. I like the colors you choose. Thank you. I appreciate it. My good buddy Far says, Farland needs to chew on $1 million baseball he bought and used as a jawbreaker. Yeah, I remember that. I remember this. I tell you, man, McFarlane Toys is absolutely amazing. Marvel's not going to put this out. You know what I mean? Let's just for example, I'm pissed off kind of at McFarlane Toys because of what they're doing, but Marvel's not going to put this out. Spin Master's not going to put this out, the detail like this, for $15-20. I don't know, the other competitors, whatever. Hasbro's not going to put this out. But when you put McFarlane on a higher level scale, you would think, like I said, he's in it to make money, not make people happy, and I understand. I get it. But still, I'm with you on that one. He needs to take that baseball and shove it up his ass. But, yeah, I know. But he needs to concentrate on Spawn. But you know what? Who am I to say that? If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, man, we're going to give you the license to DC," you think I'm going to? Yeah, I'm going to do I'll probably do the same exact thing he's doing, and I can't blame him for it. So, Tootsie Roll says, "I wish, figure and toy companies would be more transparent. God damn it, Cupid is still. You know what? And you can ask Katie. When I went to pick these paints up, just this paint and the other paint I'm using, I stopped I got to stop at a Walmart. Didn't go to Target because mine pisses me off. Got to stop here just to see if I can find just to see what figure I'm looking for. I'm sure because Indianapolis will not get it. Indianapolis will not get anything. I still go down the aisles to look for that fucking Cupid, man. I haven't found it. And you know what? I'm out a lot looking at shit. Not a whole lot, but pretty much. Not as much as I used to be before. But I'm still out there. I'm still looking for shit. I'm still going to the stores, and I don't buy as much. I can be more. I don't really need that in my hand. Not unless that's something I'm really looking for. I don't really need that either. That's okay. I got this to do. I got that to do. I want a 3D print. I got to talk myself out of it in the store before I spend all my money. But I'm still looking. I think I'm gonna. I hate to say this, but I think I'll find one day. I think I will. And if I see it, I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna buy it. But hopefully they're not here yet. They're not here yet, man. They're not here yet. Not sure. We should probably ride up the other Target if you want to this weekend sometime. If you wanted to, I'm not saying you have to. If you got something going on, it's all good. We should probably ride up there. Those Targets and Walmart, man, and blow that up. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to stop there because I don't know how deep I want to go with this part, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm happy where it's going. The raised spots are really nice. You can't tell on camera. The raised spots really look nice, and I can see the depth. I can see the contrast in it in real person, or here, sitting here. better than I think you guys can right now. Because number one, this camera, don't ever buy a Razor Kaio, whatever the hell that name is, model number RZ19-0364, and I already went through the settings, and this thing's pissing me off. They're notorious for cutting out. The auto is horrible. The autofocus is junk. Yeah, the autofocus on this thing is the worst. I think I could have a better Logitech. I need to get me another one. I'm going to get me another one. So, a little too much right there. A little too much. So, a little too much paint I'm at. Yeah, it took me about 40 minutes to set this bitch up and make it work. Then I went live and the bitch froze up on me for no reason. But, I don't know where I was at. Let's see what we're doing here. Forrest says, Puppy Luck says, you're welcome. Forrest says, McFarlane's best project was the early movies. Maniacs, yeah, and the early Spawns. Yes. I agree 1,000%. The motherfucker don't even use chains anymore. He use plastic. And I get it, man. Why? I get it. Why put that much into it? People will buy it anyway. I will. I mean, I miss it when he used to actually put real chains on his figures, man. Now they're just plastic. It's kind of disappointing because me, as a McFarlane fan, even back when he was drawing Spider-Man in 92 or 93 when I was collecting shit out of him, his shit was like high above everything else, man. His sculpts and stuff, man. You know? So, I don't know. Hey, man, it's all, you know what? He's getting older. He's been probably through some shit. He has Image Comics. Image Comics is not going nowhere. Spawn is a hot seller. He doesn't need any of these contracts. And I know he's keeping the I know I seen a video of him being, he's still going to be involved in the DC line, but I think it's going to be on the them little plastic statues. I got the Spider-Man one. My wife bought me the Spider-Man, the $50 one, the big one. I'm not trying to say, but the more expensive, the one that's not worth $50. You know, the comic book picture of it, and I got to do an unboxing on it. But you know, I don't know, man. You can't blame him doing what he's doing. You know, you just can't. But I've always held him up higher, not as much as Sideshow or Mondo when it comes to that kind of shit. And they're also a $200 figure. But I'm not doing that. I like to paint the shit too much. I'm not going to I'm not going to tear apart a $200 figure or an $80 figure. I'm down to go I'm down for anything. Go check out our stuff. Yeah, man, we can if you want to sometime like Saturday, whenever you want. I don't care when it is. I don't give a shit. Yeah, we'll talk about that later if you want. Bucket Luck says yes, we want to go to store for paint and new brushes. Yeah, I did break down and get me some new ass brushes, the cheap ones, but they're newer. They'll probably last 1 or 2 runs and then it'll be done. But I got some because mine were so old. They were getting pretty bad. They were getting pretty rough. Oh, let me see where we at. Tootsie Roll says, "Oh, it's a night and day difference. Looks great." Oh, no, thanks. I mean, it is a night and day difference. I'm not gonna. I have a different plan with this piece right here. I am only going to do the tubes down the side. These are going to be black, so you can see there is a difference. And I'm not trying to come in here and show you something that only I can do or anybody can do this. And this is. I just felt like doing a live. I haven't did a live mostly because of this camera, this junk camera. Don't buy a Razor 60, the better one. Don't buy the better one. Don't buy the Razor at all because I've sat down here for number of hours going through what's wrong, what it could be, and then come to find out it's just what they are. The autofocus is horrible, and sometimes I have they do just disconnect from itself, and it's not my computer. But anyway, I got all kinds of shit running through here. I got the new Elgato. I got a splitter. I got a whatever the hell that is, 2-in-1. I got a hub. I got, like I said, the Elgato. I got the PS3. I got the Xbox Series X. I got none of that ever is faulty and doesn't work. So anyway, I screwed up with this camera. That's what I did. Anyway, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Plus was great back. Yeah, man. I tell you, man, nothing is what it used to be. Nothing at all. When it comes to I can't breathe. When it comes to cars, it comes to video games. That's a whole nother disappointment. When it comes to things, when it comes to whatever, movies, especially movies, I can't tell you anything new. Or even TV shows, man. TV shows don't have a clue what's new. Like this Yellow Brook or Yellow Range, whatever the fuck that's called. Don't have a clue with it because I only know because I seen Harrison Ford and it came across the Max or Hulu commercial, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. I seen it at. Trying to find a documentary, but Harrison Ford, man, just what. I know he's a legendary goddamn actor and all the Han Solo shit. I love that shit, but shut up, Harrison Ford. Shut up. I think that's it, guys. I think that's all I got. Definitely a difference. I'm liking how it turned out. I'm glad I went a little darker tone than the gunmetal. But I used the darker metallic. Metal looking to me. It's metallic black or gray. It's definitely a difference. I mean, obviously, but... All right, guys. Hey, did you see where I chased that guy, that cowboy, for a fucking minute and a half? It was even longer than that, but I didn't want to put the whole thing up. I chased that motherfucker around for almost 2 minutes. If you didn't see it, I'll send you the video. I chased that guy around for 2 minutes in the finals. I'm not kidding. I finally got the minute and 20 seconds. I said, I'm going to record. I'm not going to put the whole thing up, but I chased him around forever. But if you want to play some finals tonight, let me know. Forrest, my good buddy, always a pleasure and an honor to have you here. My good buddy from way back when when the days were really fun. Not saying they're not fun now, but they were much more exciting back in the day than they are now. But I thank you guys for watching. If you happen to see this and it helped you out, that's cool. Much love, brother. Love you, head. Love you, puppy luck. We'll do it again. We'll blow it up. And one day, me and you got to get together, brother, on something and just have an old-fashioned talk for about an hour on a weekend sometime. Whenever you want to do that, let me know. That'd be cool. Just for old time's sake, we can just talk about anything. Anyway, thank you guys so much.